Hi there, this is Rob, and this is the 2-minute overnight overview for Monday. Some seasonal research to discuss today, but first let's review Friday's odds. Here's the odds sheet as it stood near the close on Friday. As has been the case several times lately, the general sideways action has not helped to generate significant edges. NQ was the only index security we tracked that suggested any kind of decent edge, and it just barely met the minimum long criteria. Looking at ES, which is what I trade, price action and internals were both mildly bullish, while seasonality was mildly bearish. The edge finder failed to identify any strong directional clues either. So as most of you would expect, I did not take an overnight position. But let's look and see how the night played out. After settling at 1467 and a quarter on Friday, ES managed to rally as much as 4 points Sunday night. But this morning brought weakness, and those gains evaporated, and ES opened this morning with a negative 2-point gap. Quantifiable Edges is my other website, and on the Quantifiable Edges blog this morning, I showed how January Opex week has shown seasonal weakness since 1998. So for overnight edges, I decided to see how much, if any, of that weakness occurred during the overnight. I therefore ran a study that bought each night from the Friday prior to Opex Friday through the Thursday night of Opex week during January, and then sold the next morning. I ran the test back to 1998 to match the Quantifiable Edges test. Here's the results. Of the 63 nights, 29 have seen overnight gains and 31 have seen overnight losses. But with the gains a little larger on average, the net over the entire period is just a 1-point gain. Here's a look at the profit curve. Choppy and sideways with no tradable consistency. While this does not represent a strong edge for the overnight, it does mean that the seasonal weakness during Opex week in January has played itself out during normal trading hours. Day traders may want to be aware of this, since it appears there has been a sizable intraday downside tendency for this time of year. Thanks for listening, and rest easy.